Because there is nobody threatening your safety more than they are.
They're not.
They don't want to protect from the men that are, quote unquote, violent. If they feel like the majority of them are not violent, are not doing these things, if they feel that way, then they should be actively taking out the polites of the world, the R. Kellys they should be the ones getting to them before anybody.
But they're not. They're defending them, though.
Right.
So Princess Z said it will probably be in Black women's best interest to close shop. I have heard men say after a woman has a baby, she needs to work and help provide for the household. These men want Black women to do 50-50, which we all established is 90-10, have kids and be disrespected. Well, and the thing is, because that's the culture. That's the culture of the community.
It's a plantation. Have the babies and work.
Yep. And so I was like literally right before I got on here as I was getting ready, I was listening to the playback. Let me read this super chat and then I'll say what I heard. It says, Tara Branford said the only purpose Black men have in this world is to be a shining example of what not to be. That's it. Yeah, and unfortunately, they're not striving to be any more than that. What Black women need to understand is Black men are completely comfortable not doing anything for you. They're comfortable. They're fine with that. Just not providing anything to you. They're comfortable being a burden on you.
What is going on? This is your brother Bishop of Bishop Zone TV. And today's topic is the woman of the hour. Y'all know who it is. It ain't Oprah. Oh, it is Cynthia G. G stands for get these niggas out my life. I can't stand these Black niggas. No niggas allowed. Cynthia Jordan, no niggas allowed. Yes. And I want to touch on something real quick. She had dropped a video a couple of months ago that had everybody in a hysteria. And it went something along the lines of Black women should abort Black men. Yes. If you find out the baby is a male, abort the little niglet. Yes. I'm paraphrasing, but Cynthia G was basically saying something along those lines. Now, Cynthia G, she's been a YouTuber, man, going on for, I think, over close to 5 years, maybe. And, I used to actually rock with some of her content back in the day. I agree with some of the stuff she says. And even to this day, I mean, if I catch something every now and then, I might find a little something that I agree with. But Cynthia G is basically the Thanos version of what women think Kevin Samuels is. Like if she has the 5 infinity nigga gauntlet rings, snap, all you niggas is out of here. All you niggas. It's only white zaddies. It's 50% white zaddies left on the planet. That is Cynthia G goal in life. And she has a gang of other Black women. I guess they consider themselves a divestment community, which I was always told, hey, you should invest instead of divest. But they divest from the Black community, more so Black men, right? And so she made this topic a while ago, and like I said, a lot of people had a lot of different opinions about it. A lot of brothers were upset. Some sisters agreed with her. Some sisters were against what she was saying. Especially when you're talking about a topic such as abortion, because abortion is pretty prevalent amongst the Black community in comparison to a lot of other communities in this country. It's a very, very, very touchy subject. And so Cynthia G touched on it and said, look, yes, Black men have pretty much become useless. Good for nothing. And maybe I might give her credit and say, hey, she might have said majority of black men. Majority of us niggas ain't worth spitting out the vagina. So, you know, when I first heard that, unlike some brothers who made a bunch of responses to it, I was not upset. I'm quite the opposite of what Cynthia G was saying. And I'm basically, in a way, kind of agreeing with Cynthia G. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Before you get out the pitchforks, before you start making the Manosphere videos about Bishop Zone TV and calling me a simp, because they was about to throw a simp card at me like, wow, gambit and all. I am agreeing with what Cynthia G is saying, but not for the reasons you think I'm agreeing with. Now, Cynthia G said, look, we don't need to birth black men. Black women do not need to birth black men. Now, Cynthia G, again, she's been on YouTube for about 4 or 5 years now with this anti-black male rhetoric. And at the base of it is anti-black male rhetoric. Whether there's some legitimacy to what she's saying, at the end of the day, the foundation of it is black male rhetoric. It's anti-black male. And I agree. If a black woman feels that way about black men, she has no business raising black boys. No reason. And that's the problem that we have within the black community to this day. There are a lot of women raising black boys who hate black men. And that has severe consequences on how these young black boys will eventually grow up to be hateful black men. I don't want a woman who has something against black men raising a black boy who eventually will rob my black ass because he's mad at the world because he didn't get the love and affection that he should have got from his black mama. Now, I'm not placing blame on black women because there should have been a black man. There should be black men in that picture. Black men should not be leaving these women to raise these children alone. But just like I agree with her in saying that, look, yeah, if you don't see value in a black man, please abort him. And I know that sounds bad to sit there and say abort a black child, abort a black life. But y'all, it's a lot of brothers who are taking their own lives and taking other people's lives. There are a lot of black women out here taking other people's lives and their own lives, destroying their lives. And it's because they are not being born and being raised in functional households. They're not being raised by functional, sane human beings. When you listen to somebody like Cynthia G, she's been telling you for 4-5 years she's not in her right state of mind. She's an angry, bitter woman. Anybody that dedicates this much disdain for the opposite sex, this much disdain, where the rhetoric starts to mirror white supremacy talking points, something mentally is going on with them. So yeah, they're in no shape to raise a black child. Oh, the horror. Oh, the humanity. So yes, her and other women that think like that should not raise black boys. So if they discover that they have a black boy, hey, I encourage you, please save us, save sane black men and women, and do what you have to do to get rid of that child or give that child up for adoption. Because you know you're not gonna love that child. You know every time you see that black boy, you're gonna see his father that you despise, that you hate, that you see as a disgusting piece of shit. Why put that child through the torture? So Cynthia G is telling you she is not fit to raise a young black boy. Do not get mad at that. Applaud that for her honesty, that she's not fit to be a mother of a black boy, because she will probably, like in some cases, she might do a lot worse. She might end up abusing that child. She might physically abuse that boy. And fellas, you ain't off the hook either, because there's a lot of black men out here that are creating they are creating black girls and despise black women. And see, this is the problem right here.
You think that if black men had the power to really control whether we exist or not, do you think that they give birth to us? And now we know men don't give birth, but where they keep, black men are already showing you what they would do. They wouldn't be creating biracial, they wouldn't be creating black children, and they're not. They're creating biracial children.
Let me tell you, brothers, because I'm not leaving y'all off the hook. See, we have this thing with black men and black women projecting a lot of negativity on YouTube based off of bad experiences that they had in life. Some people are still mad at the breakup that they had when they were in high school. Get over that shit. Okay, we've all been there. You know, it's a lot of brothers. If you look on like the Manosphere, right? I don't subscribe to the Manosphere. It's some things that I agree with in the Manosphere, but I do have issues with the Manosphere. And see, this is what happens when you create things like the Manosphere, then you create a reaction. You create an extreme reaction, which is the divestment. I don't know who came first, but I know they're offsetting each other. And these groups are race-based, basically. It's not your typical man versus woman arguments, because you have that amongst any group of people, right? But these things are based completely off race. So you have black men that have children, and they'll have black women, they have young black girls, yet they despise black women. They look down on black women. What is the point of having a child that happens to be a girl and you don't grow into a man to appreciate that one day this young black girl will be a black woman that you consider inferior, less than, that should stay in their place. Y'all, you know, it's comical at this point. And I'm not really that, like I said, I'm not bothered by that anymore. At one point in time, I used to be bothered, but the point is, see, sometimes we can consume too much negativity on the internet. You know, step away from the internet. Y'all step away from the internet and hang around some sane, successful Negroes. They exist in abundance in America. I promise y'all. Majority of my circle are successful, young, black, married couples. And if they're not married, then they're successful in some way. I don't surround myself around bitter people. Therefore, I don't digest or consume bitter content on YouTube. It's too much. And you got to come to a point. Cynthia G, I almost think she's just doing this because money's involved. Look, it's YouTube. We're getting monetized here. This is her bread and butter. You can't tell me that she feels exactly what she's saying. Like, she really thinks that's the gospel when, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't she have a baby daddy allegedly? Am I wrong? Does she not have a baby daddy? See, I could talk this shit because I'm married. I'm happily married to a black woman. Happily married to a black woman. Did y'all hear what I said? I'm married to a black woman. I'm a black man married to a black woman. Hello? Is this mic on? How are you a baby mama disinvested into tearing down black men when you are a statistic? Huh? Come on, man. Can't make this shit up. What it boils down to is this. I'm not telling black men and black women to come together, get together. Look, y'all ain't gonna do the shit. It's already done. But at some point, you have to look self in the mirror and ask yourself, if you're divesting from the black community, why are you putting so much energy into focusing on black men? Same question I have with black men in the Manosphere. If you're that divested from black women, why are you putting so much energy into dissecting and neglecting black women and talking about black women day in and day out? You niggas need therapy. You need accountability.
I guess you could be married, but black men don't understand that. And, I don't appreciate the level of pressure that they put on women in your community. Raising children is tough with two people. I have parents that help out too, and it's still tough.
Now, I want y'all to see something. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear the tone that Cynthia G used when she was talking to that white man? When that white man was talking to her? It was a very submissive tone. I just thought that was interesting, how submissive she was. She was ready to coddle him. It's as if you were looking at a picture of our ancestor nursing a white toddler. And the white toddler's mouth is in the nipple of our ancestors' bosoms. Coddling this white child. Feeding this white child breast milk that could be used for her own child. But because she was forced to give milk, give nutrients to this white child. You've seen those pictures, right? I know I'm sounding like I'm just going off. That was Cynthia G right there. Nobody forced her to do that. But it was subconscious. It was damn near conscious. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad at her. I'm married. I have a black wife. Unlike some of these other women, I am committed to black women. I have a good relationship with black women. Unless you ask like 2 or 3 or 4 of my exes, then they gonna tell you some other shit, man. But hey, who the fuck are they? They their exes for a reason. I'm just joking. They're good women. To some broke nigga, I'm pretty sure they're great. I'm just playing. I don't want them coming for me. Hey, no harsh feelings. No harsh feelings. Y'all know how I was before then. But what I'm saying is this. Listen to that. See, for all the smoke that some of these sisters have for a certain individual, last name goes by Samuels. There's a video floating around where some non-black woman tried to come at black women on his platform, and he checked that black woman. He didn't check that black woman. He checked that non-black woman. Said, you're not gonna sit here and talk about black women on my show. And I know what y'all think. Oh, but it's okay for him to talk about black women like that. Well, he's engaging. And when White Zaddy came around, you was coming with the persuasion. I'm just saying. You wanted Zachary to fondle your bonnet. You could just hear it in the tone. I just thought that was funny. I digress. Shit. So, like and subscribe. Until next time, holla at your boy.